Finally, we've been granted access to probably one of the most haunted locations we've ever come across. There's so many buildings we'll be investigating, so we'll start off with this one behind me. This has been empty since the early 1970s, where a family lived here by the name of the Parker family and their children, and because of paranormal activity they actually moved out. There was a shadow figure seen constantly walking around the cottages. There was banging on doors. Reports of, back in the early days, a shepherd hung himself upstairs in one of the rooms. But what's more interesting is there was a young girl that was raped here. She ran through to the other side, across the Caterham bypass, where she was caught, murdered and buried, and her body has never been found. She's known as the Caterham bypass ghost girl. She's been seen since the 1960s, and reports of her still come in to the police station, and even the police have seen her. That's just this location. Let's go to the next. Our second location will be here. These cottages were built in the 1670s, and a ghost has been seen here of a woman. Also back in the 1980s they tried to renovate these cottages, but the ghost wouldn't let them. It kept moving their things around and hiding their tools. And our final location, the big manor house that's behind me, that was owned by Albert Davison, the millionaire horse trainer. Whilst he lived in the house, there was paranormal activity. A poltergeist used to move things, and an old lady has been said to be seen here. All these locations we'll be investigating tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tillindown Farm.
Yes, sir, yes. Even poison manufacturing records. It's like a light is in my face, but I can't fall for you. I close my eyes and drift away. I've toast on you. Cause then you wake up dead one day.
Tillindown Farm, formerly known as Tillindown Manor, has been here since 1086. Back in those days it was a thriving community, but now it stands more or less abandoned. Part of the parish church and even the granary still exists from a time long gone. Tillindown Farm was once owned by Albert Davison, the very wealthy racehorse trainer who died in 2011. There was a lot of controversy surrounding Albert Davison as he placed bets and gambled on his own horses, which made him rich. The manor house where he lived now stands empty. When Albert Davison lived in the manor house, he spoke of strange activity, the ghost of an old lady and things that would get thrown around. The front of the house is part of the original parish church, which existed over 900 years ago. The Carol Parker cottage was abandoned in 1973. She lived there with her family, but because of paranormal activity, she was forced to move out. She claimed that a shadow figure would circle the house, and at 7 o'clock every evening, something would bang on her living room door. Upstairs is where a shepherd hung himself from the ceiling rafters after his flock of sheep died in a winter storm. Carol Parker writes, "The tired cottage we lived in was spooky. We were always hearing and seeing things. There was a room at the top of the house that I hated going into. We'd hear footsteps outside the windows at night, but never found anybody about. Our sitting room door would be thumped at the same time every evening. Toys would be moved. I would regularly see a figure out the corner of my eye, but when I turned and looked, there was nothing there. I was so scared, I used to sleep with the light on. Our nearest neighbour was a cottage about 200 metres away where the stable lads lived. They too had many strange happenings, things repeatedly being moved with moments of being put down, bags, coats, tools. We heard that a man had shot himself outside our house." Before Carol Parker and her family moved into the cottage, it is claimed that a young girl was raped to the side of the house by Irish travellers. She ran through the farm and down to the Caterham bypass, with the offenders giving chase. She ran to the other side into the woods where she was captured, murdered and buried. Her body has never been found. This girl is said to be the Caterham bypass road ghost, which has been reported to police since the early 1960s, and she is still seen to this day. The Flint Cottages. These were built around the 1670s. It is claimed that a ghost of a woman resides inside. When contractors were hired to renovate these cottages around about 1980, their tools would go missing and disappear. Sometimes they would never be found, and sometimes they would turn up in different locations. There is only one person left on Tillindown Farm who stays as a resident in one of the buildings. His name is Ray Duff, a friend of Albert Davison, and for the first time he has agreed to give us an interview and tell us the truth about Tillindown Farm. What is the true story of Albert? Because I've read so much. As far as I can sort of gather,
Yeah,
he trained horses,
yeah,
but he made himself very rich by betting on his own horses.
yeah, Mr.
Like,
Gambler.
like
yeah.
at 33 to 1, and they'll come in and he was winning £250,000, and the people that run the whole horse business didn't like it.
That's right. Yeah.
So they sort of banned him while they done an investigation. They didn't find anything,
No.
so they reinstated him again.
yeah.
So what is the true story of Albert? Was he dodgy, or was he just betting on his own horses the way, you know?
Well, he was betting on his own horses, but that was sort of in the days when they could give horses things, you know. I mean, he used to do things like, so I was told, he used to when they changed the bloods in horses and give them whatever. So these horses would be, like you say, 200 to 1, you know.
Yeah, and
an old nag, and there it'd go. Woof.
and he'd put on, say, 200 grand, and it'd come in and...
Absolutely. Apparently, he used to have fellas in the days, obviously before the internet and all that, and they used to go around all the different bookies, putting big bets on all around the country.
Back in, I think it was around about 1980, they were renovating the cottages down there.
Yeah.
And it was reported that the contractors there were having their tools moved and they couldn't find them. There was something paranormal going on. But what have you heard anyway? Well, what have you heard?
Only these stories that you have, you know, that there used to be like an old shepherd used to live in the first lot of Flint Cottages down there.
Yeah.
Apparently he hung himself up here.
Was that is that the story where he lost his sheep because of bad weather?
No, yeah.
And he was very distraught and he just couldn't cope
Just hung himself.
and hung himself. What about Albert's Manor? There was something that I did hear that in one of his rooms things used to get thrown around when he lived there.
Well, that was in like the kitchen area, I think. There was we used to have some lads and a girl used to work here in the summer from the Czech Republic. They used to come stay in here with me, and the girl used to do a bit of cleaning in there for Albert. And one day she was cleaning in there. Albert had gone out. I can't remember, out here somewhere, and she come running out of the house over to me, and she did say she saw a woman in the kitchen.
But of course, what we've got to remember is that kitchen is actually the old parish church.
That is the original building, apparently. Yeah.
So they built the house onto the parish church, and our records sort of show that was here around about 1086, when this place was known as Tillingdown Manor.
She swears she saw her, and this girl is as normal as anything, you know. I mean, she's not a storyteller or anything, and I could see she was scared when she came running out of there that day. And when Albert, just before he died, a couple of weeks before actually, he was still in there, and the Czech girl, her name was Nellie, and she was here, and we used to go over and see Albert in the evenings, see if it was all right, you know. And he was sitting in the back room with the fire going. He said, that old girl came, he said. I said, what old girl? And he said, I'm sitting here, his television was to the side and his big fire was going. He said, I was just watching the television, he said, and that woman came. And he said, she came up to me with her face right into his face and just screamed at him and disappeared.
So what she was wearing, was it
old stuff, big old dress, a white, like what they used to wear around their head, them sort of hat scarf things, you know, a proper sort of what you'd see in these old films, a proper old sort of cook in the kitchen sort of thing, you know. And Albert described her, how she was dressed, not features or anything, you know, just the dress and all that, and she just sort of went bah in his face. And Nellie looked at me, and when we come back over here, she said, what Albert just said was like the woman I saw was in the kitchen.
So do you think that, well, this is Albert's farm, you know, this is... Do you believe that if Albert was to come back, he'll be back in that manor house?
Yeah, that was Albert's house, yeah. I think if he did come back, he'd be in there, he'd be in that back room where the fireplace is.
And to everyone that's viewing this is private property. Only Ray's given us access. And if you come on this property, pup here will bite your ass, wouldn't you? Huh? Ray?
Once upon a time he might have done. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I contacted Andy West of Surrey Paranormal for further information. Andy and his team have been investigating Tillingdown Farm and the road ghost of Caterham for several years, so we needed as much information as possible.
Well, my name's Andy West from Surrey Paranormal. We've been investigating up here for, well, we did about a 3 to 4 year stint in these cottages, and there's a couple of cottages behind us as well. These were built in about 1670-ish, and there is a woman that resides in here that we've spoken to, a spirit. Anyway, after speaking to Albert, I managed to get an interview with him, and he said that the workmen, when they used to live here and work on the properties, they would lose their tools. Things would go missing, misplaced, turn up in the most weird places, go missing for days and then turn up. Story of this shepherd, which we were told was, I don't know when it was, but this shepherd, one night it snowed really, really heavy, and all his sheep were at the bottom of a valley somewhere around here, and they just got completely covered. So he lost all his sheep, and he hung himself in one of the bedrooms upstairs in that cottage, allegedly. So, which I can show you, and his daughter found him and had to cut him down.
Okay, let's move on to the other cottage then.
Right, so Carol used to live in this cottage here on the right, and with her children and her husband.
She had 3 children, didn't she, I believe?
I think she did, yes, and one of them did come up with us when we brought her back up. Now, the reason how she found out about the cottage and everything was that... took a long time since I've been here. A weird story was that the whole story about coming up here started with me seeing this Caterham bypass ghost on Caterham bypass. More on that later. To cut a long story short, I managed to interview Albert. We did some investigations up here. She used to say she used to put her kids to bed upstairs. She used to come down those stairs, make a cup of tea. TV, I think, was over in that corner there. She used to sit down, and then at about 7 o'clock on that door, it used to just go bang. And it was nearly every night.
So, Andy, who's done all these investigations over what, a 3-year period?
3 years, yeah.
He's going to now tell us what he thinks about the girl ghost, the road ghost of Caterham bypass. So, okay, Andy. Yeah. So, what do you believe?
Right, I'll try and condense it down. I used to work for Surrey Police, and one of my colleagues and I went on our very first ghost hunt down in Maidstone. And on our way back, it was about December the 13th. Pitch black, freezing cold, 5:30 in the morning. We were coming back up Caterham bypass from the M25, and we both saw a girl from the central reservation walking from our right to our left. So she was coming away from Tillingdown Farm, or the Tillingdown side, to the Caterham side, and she stood on the other side of the road, looking into the trees, and she just stood there as we went past, and she was as solid as you and I are. So the story goes that one of these parties, one of these girls, we believe it was just out here, was basically raped up against the wall, just around here. We have actually got a name for her, or one of the girls, which is Isabel.
Okay, so let's see if it happens. If there's anyone inside here, can you bang on that door like you used to do at 7 o'clock?
Did you just hear something?
What, like a rustle?
Did you just hear something? Did you just hear something?
I heard like somebody out there moving their foot like that.
Yeah, it was a...
That's what I heard.
What, a slight shuffle?
But you could place it, you know, it wasn't in here, it was out there somewhere.
We set up a room in the main manor house as a base camp and placed static night vision cameras on each of the floors to capture any activity whilst we were out investigating the other locations. Okay, we're outside Carol Parker's house where she left in the 70s because of paranormal activity. They haven't been lived in since, so this is our first stop to see what we can capture. So let's go in.
Let's go.
I won't introduce us because you probably already know our names anyway. Do you remember Carol Parker that lived here? You used to bang on the door every evening. You used to move things and make noises that scared her and her children. Do you remember her son Peter? Can you tell us what your name is? So this device in my hand, with the green light, if you come towards it, it will change colour. It will not harm you at all. Can you come towards this and make the lights light up? Make these lights light up. Bang on something, move something. Walk on the floor upstairs. Make a noise for us, please. Yep, we're going again. Okay. You got that, Joe?
Yeah. Can you make it flicker some more, please? Bit more. Right, can you stop? Can you stop it now, please? Stop it flickering. Did you?
I just heard of a girl's voice.
I heard something.
We all hear a disembodied girl's hum, while the K2 meter was also detecting fluctuations in the electromagnetic field around us. Here's the enhanced audio of the girl's hum.
Right, can you stop? Can you stop it now, please? Right, can you stop? Can you stop it now, please?
Is your name Isabel? Please light it up for Isabel. There we go, full hit.
Thank you. Are you the girl that is seen on the A22?
We need to make sure that we're getting the right answers. Can you back away from the device, please? Just back away, and then we'll ask you another question. Are you the girl that is seen on the bypass? Can you light it up if you are? We need a full hit on this. So we know your name is Isabel, and you're the girl that is seen on the bypass. Are you still here, Isabel? Please come to me and light up this device again. We just want to know that you're okay. Are you okay where you are? Or are you looking for justice for what happened to you? Is there something that we can do to help you?
If you are the girl, you have the power to be seen by so many people.
Just had a flicker there, Andy.
So you must have the power to bang on a door or move something or tap one of us or scream into that recorder or light this thing up so all the red lights are flashing. I can't understand why you are showing yourself so much and have that energy to do that, and where you get that energy from. But at the moment you're being quiet. You must have a message. I think that message is that you want to be, your body's exhumed and buried properly. Did your parents ever know what happened to you? Did you live in Caterham?
That's a yes.
Yeah. Was there a big search for you? Because I can't find any. Yeah, so I can't find any records or anything of there being. There must have been a big search. You would have thought that, not being that long ago, there must be newspaper reports, but we've never got round to it.
Shall we go upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Which was the
Yeah, straight ahead.
What was that noise? What was that noise in there?
What's
There's
wrong?
noise in there.
in here. Jason's just saying he's just heard a noise in here.
Was that you that tapped?
I heard a tap, but
I heard 2 taps, I think.
No,
It's your direction anyway.
I'm standing dead still. I'm not moving.
can you please be as loud as you can?
I just heard another knock.
Yeah, me too. That was behind you, I think. I've heard 3. There's another one. Knocks. 2 knocks. Is that you?
One last chance. We need to know who you are. I want you to tell us your name. Please say your name into the red light. Can you bang on the floor downstairs? Make a noise for us downstairs. Move something. Are you the man that shot himself outside this cottage? Is it you that's here?
I wouldn't have thought it would do that if we that insect, because it would be too tiny, it couldn't be that sensitive.
I didn't see any insects either.
It's not even doing it with...
No. When
Whoa! Someone just spoke in between you two. And it come from my right hand side as I turned. But I couldn't hear what they said. And I couldn't tell if it was a male or female. But as you were talking there, I turned and something was right in my ear. I hear a disembodied voice in my right ear, and it is picked up on the camera's audio and on digital audio, and for the first time we do not have to enhance the voice as it is so clear.
I didn't see any insects either.
Really? It's not even doing it with...
No.
It couldn't be that sensitive.
I didn't see any insects either.
Really? It's not even doing it with...
No.
That was right. I'll tell you what, Joe, you was saying something there, and I'm not sure you said something, and then in between, when him finishing and you start to speak, someone said something like right in my ear, and it was from the right hand side, which would have made it that room where we've just come out of. We concluded our investigation at the Carol Parker cottage and made our way to the second location. Okay, these are the Flint Cottages. Myself, Andy and Jason, we're going to go inside and see if we can make contact with whoever or whatever is here. Let's see what we can find. Is there anyone here that can hear my voice? Can you make a noise if you can hear us? Can you tell us what your name is? Are you upstairs? Can you bang on something or move something for us so we know that you're here? Did you live here? Room to the left, Joe. Okay, there's a torch that I've put on the bed. Can you turn that on for us? Turn on the torch if you can hear us. You need to twist it to make it come on. Try harder. you need to use all your energy to turn on that torch, which will be yes. Please come forward and turn on the torch.
It's come on.
Thank you. Are you downstairs? K2, hit. Right up to the top. Can you do that again? Light up the lights on the device. There we go, another hit. Did you live in this cottage? Light it up again, please. Thank you.
Is that you, Mary? Are you male?
Do you want us to leave? Yes.
Are you female?
It just flicks again.
Yeah, I asked if it wants us to leave. It says yes. It's just done it again.
I've got a bruise on my side, my left shoulder.
You don't want to talk to us?
See, it's doing that orange light again, isn't it? It's missing the green, going straight to orange.
Can you light it all the way up so we know that you want us to leave?
Are we in danger?
Wants us to leave.
If we don't leave, are you going to harm us?
It lit up again.
Or is it something else that's going to harm us?
Yeah. I think we should leave then.
Okay.
They want us to leave. Are you still rolling, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's do one
they
thing.
say they want us to leave. They're not happy that we're here, so as far as I'm concerned, then, you know, I don't want to disrespect them. You know, so let's move on. Whilst we were out investigating the two other locations, our static night vision camera on the first floor was capturing movement in the manor house. Walking and footsteps can clearly be heard. We made our way back to the manor house for the final part of our investigation, unaware of what our static night vision camera had captured. Okay, this is Albert Davison's house, the horse trainer that used to live here on the farm. This is his house, and he died how many years ago?
About 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago. So we're going to see if we can make contact with him. He did know Andy, so we're going to make our way up and see if he'd like to speak to us. Hello, Albert. You don't know me. My name's Jeff, and that's Jason. But I'm sure you know this gentleman here. This is Andy, your friend.
Hello, Albert. You alright? You come and talk to us? It'll be lovely to hear you again, hear your voice. You were very good to us when we used to come and investigate up here. Let us roam free around the farm. You were so generous. We really appreciate that. We've always appreciated it. If you could do something in here to prove that you're here, that would be fantastic. You could make a noise, touch one of us.
If you're wondering why we're here, Albert, Ray gave us permission to come into your house. We haven't just come in here and disrespected you at all. We spoke to Ray. Ray's still here. And he said that we could come in here. Can you do something just to let us know you're here somewhere in this house? Do you miss this place? Do you miss the horses? The racing? We captured no evidence on the third floor of the mansion house, so we made our way down to the second floor. Albert? Was this your bedroom? Is this where you used to sleep? Albert? Albert? Is there something we can do to help you? Or perhaps you may have a message for someone, like your daughter. You must miss her and the rest of the family. Is there something we can do, a message to pass on? Who is it that stays in this house? Who are you? Where do you hide? In the basement? We concluded our investigation of the upper floors, and again nothing was captured, so we made our way down to the ground floor of the mansion house. Is there anyone here in this room? We would like to talk to the spirit or entity
I heard a noise. Taps.
2 taps to my right hand side, Jay. You cut me in mid-sentence. My question was, just saw a red light out in the hallway.
Battery's gone.
What again? It's
Yeah.
impossible.
It just.
Okay,
Okay, got it?
I've got it. Grab that one. That's still recording. I'm not going to stop this now.
What is it? My batteries.
No, those batteries were fully charged, Jay. As far as I'm concerned, there was 80 minutes on every battery. You cut me in mid-sentence. My question was, I'd like to speak to the spirit or entity that used to throw things around inside this room. I am actually, Jay, I am actually hearing something, but it's very faint, but it's not strong enough. And it's twice that I've heard it now. That's still not good enough. Make a louder noise. Make a louder noise. There was a thump. I've definitely got that on digital audio. Can you do any more? Can you do any more? I would like to talk to whatever spirit or entity resides here that likes to move things and throw things around. Can you hear my voice? Can you come into this room, walk over to Phil? You can see he's got 2 devices in his hand. One's got a green light Can you touch that to make the lights light up on that device to let us know that you're here? And then we can talk. The device that I have in my hand has got a red light. If you speak into the red light, it will record your voice. Do you have a message for someone? Can you move something in this room? Can you knock or tap on something to let us know that you're here? Move the door. Bang on the door. Is there anyone here that can hear my voice? Anyone at all? In case we're addressing the wrong person. If we're addressing the wrong person and you're not Albert.
The one who likes to throw things, who are you and why do you do that? What's the message you want to give out? And we know you're here. But why this room and why do you do it?
What's that tapping? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very faint, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was tapping in.
Could you do that more? Harder?
Make a loud bang so we know you're here. Who spoke? I just heard one word. And I thought it was you.
No, I didn't say.
You didn't speak. Okay, definitely heard a word and I've definitely got it on the digital recorder. I hear a disembodied voice which is captured on the digital recorder, and it's a word which can only be linked to Albert Davison. Here's the enhanced audio. Whoa. A bang. Shh. Can you bang again? An EVP is captured on the digital recorder saying I can see them. Here's the enhanced audio.
I'm going to put a card on the floor, and if you're here, I want you to knock it over so I can stand it up. There you go. Blow it over, knock it over. If you're here now, touch it, push it, kick it, blow it, whatever you've got to do. I was told this room has got so much happening in it, and I'm a bit biased because I thought when I came in earlier you did nothing. I want you to do something with that card so I know that it's here and you can do something. Prove it to me. thumping.
Yeah.
It feels like stairs.
I was listening because that's what sounds
Sound like someone was walking up and down the stairs or across the corridor.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Did you hear that thumping?
Yeah.
Did you hear that thumping?
Yeah.
We finished by investigating the basement of the manor house, but no more evidence was captured. We do hope, however, to return to this historic location in the near future.